I like the idea that a voice can just go somewhere uninvited, like a dirty thought in a nice, clean mind.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay back at you with the liberal lens. All right, let's get into it. Donald Trump decided to pardon Texas Democrat Henry Cuellar and then went unhinged. So what happened is Donald Trump decides to pardon Henry and his wife for crimes that were brought up under the Biden administration. And Trump's quid pro quo for this was that he would switch to the Republican Party. And we've already seen Trump's done over 4,000 pardons, and he uses the pardoning power as leverage. He's been paid $1 million to go to a dinner, and then all of a sudden your son gets pardoned. We've seen this. We've seen pardon for pay, pardon for bribe, and, using it as leverage. We've seen what was going on with Maxwell until everybody got pissed off that she got such cushy accommodations in Club Fed, since she's a sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Now we're seeing it with Henry Cuellar. And what had happened is Trump had pardoned him, and then Henry had filed to run for office in Texas again as a Democrat, and Trump hits True Social and goes unhinged in the only way Trump knows how. Can you imagine the Democrats under the crooked Joe Biden administration, who always use extreme force and jail time to destroy their opponents, wanted to put Congressman Henry Cuellar and his wife in prison for 15 years, which I predicted these radical left lunatics would do. And they never stopped wanting to fulfill this evil quest. The Dems mercilessly went after Henry with everything they had. They were looking to destroy him, his lovely wife, and his 2 daughters, and anyone close to them. When the Democrats overwhelmingly lost the 2024 presidential election and power with it, they did everything they could to keep going after the Cuellar family. The Dems were vicious, and all because Henry strongly wanted to correct border security. He was against illegals pouring into the country, totally unchecked and unvetted. The congressman didn't want gang members, drug dealers, violent prisoners, people from mental institutions, and yes, even murderers in the good old United States. It was all very unfair what they were doing to him and his family, so much so that his daughters wrote me a beautiful letter about their parents, just posted on Truth. After reading it, I decided, in the interest of justice and based on the daughter's loving request, that I would give him and his wife full and complete pardon. I never spoke to the congressman, woman, his wife, or his daughters, but felt very good about fighting for a family that was tormented by very sick and deranged people. They were treated so badly, I signed the papers and said to people in the Oval Office that I just did very good, perhaps life-saving thing. God was very happy with me that day. Then it happened. Only a short time after signing the pardon, Congressman Henry Cuellar announced that he will be running for Congress again in the great state of Texas, a state I received the highest number of votes ever recorded as a Democrat, continuing to work with the same radical left scum that just weeks before wanted him and his wife to spend the rest of their lives in prison, and probably still do. Such a lack of loyalty, something that Texas voters and Henry's daughters will not like. Oh, well, next time. No more Mr. Nice Guy. President Donald J. Trump. Yes, that is Donald Trump going unhinged like usual, but you see there such a lack of loyalty. So what you were saying, Deep Throat Donnie, was that you were going to pardon him as long as he joined your corrupt administration and did anything you asked him to and became a loyal yes man to you. And this is not me defending the congressman. I honestly don't know enough about what happened to have an opinion about the charges he was brought up on. I honestly didn't know who this man was until Trump pardoned him. But what I do know now is that Trump tried to use the pardon as a quid pro quo to get another person in political office to do whatever he wants you to. So now I'm sure MAGA's upset and flooding his pages with all kinds of MAGA rants and threats and shit like they do. We're seeing it with Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're seeing what's going on and that other Republicans are talking about retiring because they're afraid to speak out against Donald Trump because, oh, fuck, if you upset the king, you might get beheaded, or he'll rant about you on Truth Social, and then his cult followers in MAGA will threaten you and your family because we've seen that there is a pattern of this. So when do we say enough is enough? When does Congress grow some balls and they stop letting him make a joke of our country? This is the most corrupt administration in the history of this country. I'll repeat that. This is the most corrupt administration in the history of this country, from cover-ups to murdering people at sea, to illegal tariffs, to what they're doing with ICE and immigration, to how they're violating court orders. They don't care about the Constitution. They're blatantly violating court orders too. We are seeing this in court right now with Department of Justice and Homeland Security, with all the orders to Judge Cave to keep the planes here, and they still sent planes out, deporting people illegally. And again, refusing them due process like we just talked about on the previous video, and why due process is so important. And I'm not going to go over it all again. And if any of you missed it, I dropped a video earlier going over all the points of due process, why they're important, and how the Trump administration's just been violating that and doesn't care about the Constitution. But here we see it again. Trump blatantly, in front of everybody, tweets about this. He didn't go behind closed doors and bitch that, hey, I pardon this dude. He should be on my side. I'm expecting loyalty. He literally tweets his illegal actions that he gave a pardon expecting something in return. He has sold pardons. We've already seen this. It's getting wild, and the corruption is just getting worse. And now we're in a place where affordability is a Democratic hoax because, fuck affordability. I was just at the store the other day and I was talking to some of my friends. Now, I haven't eaten meat in like 12 years, but a whole fucking chicken was $21. I don't even know how people who eat meat afford to eat anymore if a whole fucking chicken is $21. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support we're getting on Facebook. Please, like I say in every video, go over on YouTube, hit that subscribe. And then when I piss off Zuckerberg, which will probably happen eventually, you'll still have a place to find the content. All right, guys. Thanks again. One world, one love. Deuce.
Everything's polluted. The environment, the government, the schools, you name it.
This radio person is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
You out there? You listening?